So basically my goal is to have these panels that comprise the gun move along with the torso and the leg as he's moving around the scene, but then be able to switch to a gun mode where all these panels pop out and attach to this object here, and then use this as a control object to point the gun around, and then be able to put it away at will. So let's go ahead and set that up. So let me turn off the main body here really quick, and the bones. And you'll see the gun here is broken up into 6 pieces, and these splines that you see along the gun actually control different aspects of it. I have one here controlling the contraction of the gun barrel, and then all the rest of these control the housing and the links between each of the segments. So when it's in the final animation, these things are going to click together to make the gun actually feel solid rather than having these gaping holes in between them. So what we need to do next is, I'm going to unhide my grid here, and we need to create destination objects for each of these segments. And there are 6 segments, so let's just go ahead and create 6 dummy objects here really quick. And I'm going to use the quick align tool to align these. It's Shift A to each of the pieces. Okay, so each of those is now aligned to the pivot of each segment. What I need to do now is hide the geometry, hide the shapes, and duplicate these. Now what this is going to allow me to do is use these dummies as target positions to move between the 2 modes, and it's going to keep them all together in the same proportions, or the same proportionate distance, I guess you could say. So let's go ahead and turn our bones back on, and what I want to do is select these and align them closer to the bone object. Okay, now comes the fun part. Something I forgot to mention is that while we're at this stage, we should go ahead and select all the secondary dummy objects and link it to this bone here. So now when we rotate this control object up, all those move with it. So the next step is going to be to tell these objects, getting a little glitch here. There we go. We need to tell these objects when to be attached to either dummy. So let's go ahead and select our first object, and I'm going to go to Position and Assign New Controller, and this is in the Motion tab. So we're going to go down to Position Constraint, add Position Target, and we're going to go to the Torso mode first, and then add the Gun mode. So now it's split 50-50 between these 2 positions, this point being gun position and this point being torso position. So we're going to turn gun position all the way down and torso position all the way up. So we just need to repeat this for each one. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it and just do it for each one of these so you don't have to sit and watch. So now that that's set up, we need to create a controller that's going to let us change between the 2 modes. And the way I'm going to do it is just create 2 viewport sliders. And we're going to name one gun mode, 3D Studio. I'm going to name one gun mode, and name the other torso mode. And alright, so now we need to select the first piece, right click and go down to Wire Parameters, Transform, Position, and there's 2 weights here. The first one is the torso mode, the second one is the gun mode. So we'll go ahead and select torso, connect it to the torso controller, object, and value. And we'll make this a one-way controller. Connect. And we need to do that one more time to the other weight, which is gun mode, and assign it to this controller and value. One-way controller and connect. Now, if all went well, this should work. So if we turn torso mode all the way down, it'll be on gun mode. If we turn torso up and gun mode down, it'll be on torso mode. If I switch over to gun mode and turn torso off, and then rotate this control object. You'll see that the position is linked, but the rotation is not. So what we need to do is also click this, come over to the motion panel, click on rotate, assign controller, and which one was it? Orientation constraint. Click OK. Come down to orientation target, and the same thing. Torso mode and gun mode. Let's go ahead and keep initial offset. So we need to do a little bit more parameter wiring right now. So let's go ahead and right click, parameter, wire parameter, transform, rotation, the exact same thing. Torso mode, connect, and gun mode. So now if we turn on gun mode and rotate this, you'll see that it's perfect now. So we just need to repeat that to all of these, and we're just about done. Alright, so now that the rigging is all done, let's see how to do this. Let's go ahead and hit animate, move a couple frames ahead, and let's just reverse these values. So now you can see that it clearly switches in between modes. And we can select the bone object when it changes and rotate it up. And there we have it. So here I am in Maya, and I'm to the point where I need to rig the gun, and it's a very similar setup and process to what I did in 3D Studio. You'll see that I have these splines set up. This is going to be the torso mode, and this is going to be the gun mode. I've actually assigned a control spline to control the main body of the gun. So what we need to do here, let me bring this down so we can see the menu, is select the torso object, shift select the control object, come up to constrain, parent, and for this one we want to click maintain offset, and it's going to do exactly what it sounds like. It's going to maintain the distance between this controller and this controller. We'll click add, and then we'll do the same for the gun control, this, and click parent again and turn maintain offset off because we want it to snap to the pivot of this control object. So click add, and now we'll select the control object, and you'll see that in the channel box that we have two new properties. We'll turn this one down and leave that one on. So this is torso mode, and if we turn that off and turn this to 1, this is gun mode. So we can animate between those two and animate these things popping out that way. And all I would have to do at this point is link these control objects to a bone linked to the body, and we'd be good to go. So it's slightly quicker, and yeah, there you have it. And just to make any of you excited, there it is in Maya, except the head for some reason. But yeah, for this video, that's good.